Hello and welcome to Let's Play Demons of the Deep by Steve Jackson. This is book number 19 in the Fighting Fantasy series. I know I've omitted Rebel Planet, which is book number 18, and that's because I really wanted to do this one first. Rebel Planet is another futuristic one, and you know I'm not a big fan of those ones. But I will do it next time, I promise. Or rather, the next time I do a Fighting Fantasy game book. Anyway, I did say I was hoping to do a Sega Master System game after Appointment with Fear, and someone did leave a comment asking me which one it was going to be. I responded to that comment, and I'm responding now to everyone. The trouble with Sega Master System games is, I mean, I've done all the games that or rather, I've done all the games in which I had an interest. All the rest of the Master System games I haven't really played that much, and in order to do a video of them I would have to practice them for a long time. Now, to that end, I am hoping to do Ghost House next. The trouble is that it's quite difficult, and as I've just said, I haven't really played it much, and I probably will get really good at it, but at the moment I'm quite rubbish at it. And it's one of those early Master System games that was released on Sega Card, so it never ends. So ideally, I just want to be able to do a few levels of it and then call it a day there, like I did with Transbot. Yeah, so Ghost House is likely to be my next game. I did have a go at Asterix and the Great Rescue, so I might do a video of that eventually. And Chuck Rock 2, Son of Chuck, which is actually which is quite good, but again, they're not really games they're not really games with which I have a lot of experience. I've only played, I've only played them a little bit recently, so I need to practice at them really. So I'm hoping by the time I finish this series, which is Demons of the Deep, I'll have practiced Ghost House enough in order to be good enough at it so that I may do a video of it. There we go. That was a bit of a tongue twister. Yeah. So next Master System game will be Ghost House. Yeah. I've done all the Master System games that I've ever played as a child, and I've ever really wanted to complete. I mean, I'm looking at the games that are left in the library are games I never played as a child, and I've never played much. Yeah, so I hope to be able to do Ghost House after this. Anyway, enough of that. Right. Anyway, so this is Demons of the Deep by Steve Jackson. It does say Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone present, but it is by Steve Jackson. Here's the front cover. Very nice. Okay, let's read the synopsis. Okay, fighting fantasy books, over 10 million copies sold worldwide. Now, this scan was obviously done with a dust cover on it, so the scanner was a bit sort of shiny. Or no, the book was a bit shiny, so the scanner has picked up the shininess. There we go. So I'll try to read this as best I can. As the dread pirate ship Troll strikes, you know that you are doomed. Captain Bloodaxe, the terror of these seas, gives no mercy, but you and your crew are courageous sailors determined to go down fighting. The skirmish is swift and deadly. When it is over, you are the only survivor, but Captain Bloodaxe has a terrible fate in store for you, one which will take you down beneath the waves into the dens of the demons of the deep, in search of the mysterious black pearls, which are your only hope of survival. 2 dice, a pencil, and an eraser are all you need for this adventure. You decide which route to follow, which dangers to risk, and which monsters to fight. Cover illustration by Les Edwards. And there's Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone. Okay, brilliant. Yes, this is book number 19. Let's carry on reading. Can't remember if I have Titan, the Fighting Fantasy World. I think I do. Or maybe I have. I have one of those sort of information Fighting Fantasy books. It might be... No, I think I have the Pit. Yeah, I don't think I have that one. I have the pit, which describes all the monsters. That's right. Yeah, that's the one I have. Yeah, I also have been looking into getting the rest of Steve Jackson's sorcery books. I have the first one, Shamu Tanti Hills, or whatever it's called. Then I have the City of Care. Well, then I want to get, rather, I don't have it, but I want to get the second one, the City of Care, or the City of Dead, which is Care. I don't know what it's called, but I can't remember. Yeah, I want that one. The third one I can't remember, and then the Crown of Kings, which is the only one I ever read when I was little. They're very interesting books, but extremely difficult. I do hope to do some videos of those at some point. Anyway, Puffin Books, Demons of the Deep. Just 5 days out of Port Blacksand, your merchant ship. Can't see what that says. Sword. Is that swordfish? Hold on. I cannot read that. I'll have to. I'll assume it's swordfish, but I don't think it is. Your merchant ship Swordfish encounters the dread pirate Captain Bloodaxe, terror of the seas. As the pirate ship strikes, you know that you are doomed. Captain Bloodaxe gives no mercy, no quarter. But you and your crew are hardy sailors, courageous too, and are determined to go down fighting. The skirmish is swift and deadly. When it is over, you are the only survivor from your ship, but Captain Bloodaxe has a terrible fate in store for you, one which will take you into the coral caverns beneath the waves and into the dens of the demons of the deep, in search of the mysterious black pearls, which are your only hope for survival. 2 dice, a pencil, and an eraser are all you need to embark on this thrilling undersea fantasy adventure, which is complete with its elaborate combat system and a score sheet on which to record your gains and losses. Many dangers lie ahead, and your success is by no means certain. It is up to you to decide which route to follow, which dangers to risk, and which adversaries to fight. Okay, yes, this is by Steve Jackson. Oh, here's the list of books. Yes, the second one's... Oh, it's Care, the City of Traps. That's right. And the third one is The Seven Serpents, and the fourth one is The Crown of Kings. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, so I'll do Rebel Planet next time, but I just can't be bothered with another futuristic one. I do consider them mature. I really do. I'm just not a fan of the futuristic ones. The only one, I've said this a million times, but the only fighting fantasy book that isn't a it's not a futuristic one, but it isn't a magic and sorcery sort of book like this one. The only one of those I do like is House of Hell. That book is excellent. That's the only sort of swords and sorcery one that I like, really. Anyway, okay, there we go. Illustrated by Bob Harvey. Brilliant. Dedicated to Monica with love. Okay, so here we go. How to fight the creatures of the deep. Before embarking on your adventure, you must first determine your own strengths and weaknesses. Okay, like before, I'll put a timestamp in the video description so that if you want to skip all this nonsense, you can. But by Jove, I'm going to read it out. So if you want to skip this, just fast forward the video or whatever, but I'll put the timestamp so you can click on it in the video description should you want to skip this. Anyway. You have in your possession a sword and a bag containing provisions, food and drink for the adventures. Okay, so we have a sword. Let's put that down. Sword. I'm eager to know what the name of the ship is now because the PDF was a bit pixelated. You must use dice to determine your initial skill and stamina scores. On pages 18 to 19, there is an adventure sheet which you may use to record your details of an adventure. On it you will find boxes for recording your skill and stamina scores. You are advised either to record your scores on the adventure sheet in pencil or make photocopies of the page to use in future adventures. Skill, stamina and luck. Roll 1 die, add 6 to this number and enter this total in the skill box on the adventure sheet. Okay. Roll 1 die. Please go down. Thank you. Okay, here we go. No. Yes. Okay, so we get a 10. That's good. Okay, so we've got a 10 for skill. You know these books. You want as high skill as possible. Roll both dice, add 12 to the number rolled, and enter this total in the stamina box. Let's do that. Roll 2 dice. Yes, come on. No. 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 Actually, yes. Yeah, I'll accept that one. Okay, add 12, so that makes our stamina 22. Okay, next, there is also a luck box. Roll one die, add 6 to this number, and enter this total in the luck box. Okay, so roll one die. Please go down. Right. Yes, okay. Good, got a decent roll first time. Okay, so that's 5. That puts us up to 11. 11 luck, okay. Here we go. Okay, for reasons that will be explained below, skill, stamina, and luck scores change constantly during an adventure. You must keep an accurate record of these scores, and for this reason you are advised either to write small in the boxes or to keep an eraser handy. But never rub out your initial scores. Although you may be awarded additional skill, stamina, and luck points, these totals may never exceed your initial scores, except on very rare occasions when you will be instructed on a particular page. Your skill score reflects your swordsmanship and general fighting expertise. The higher the better. Your stamina score reflects your general constitution, your will to survive, your determination, and overall fitness. The higher your stamina score, the longer you will be able to survive. Your luck score indicates how naturally lucky a person you are. Luck and magic are facts of life in the fantasy world you are about to explore. Battles. You will often come across pages in the book which instruct you to fight a creature of some sort. An option to flee may be given, but if not, or if you choose to attack the creature anyway, you must resolve the battle as described below. First, record the creature's skill and stamina scores in the first vacant monster encounter box on your adventure sheet. The scores for each creature are given in the book each time you have an encounter. The sequence of combat is then 1. Roll both dice for the creature and its skill score. This total is the creature's attack strength. Roll both dice once for yourself. This is 2, by the way. Add the number rolled to your current skill score. This total is your attack strength. 3. If your attack strength is higher than that of the creature you have wounded it, proceed to step 4. If the creature's attack strength is higher than yours, it has wounded you, proceed to step 5. If both attack strength totals are the same, you have avoided each other's blows, start the next attack round from step 1 above. 4. You have wounded the creature, so subtract 2 points from its stamina score. You may use your luck here to do additional damage, see over. The creature has wounded you, so subtract 2 points from your own stamina score. Again, you may use luck at this stage, see over. 6. Make the appropriate adjustments to either the creature's or your own stamina scores and your luck score if you use luck, see over. 7. Begin the next attack round by returning to your current skill score and repeating steps 1 to 6. This sequence continues until the stamina score of either you or the creature you are fighting has been reduced to 0. Death. Escaping. On some pages you may be given the option of running away from a battle should things be going badly for you. However, if you do run away, the creature automatically gets in 1 wound on you. Subtract 2 stamina points as you flee. Such is the price of cowardice. We've been through that. It's not cowardice. Note that you may use luck on this wound in the normal way. See below. You may only escape if that option is specifically given to you on the page. Fighting more than one creature. If you come across more than one creature in a particular encounter, the instructions on that page will tell you how to handle the battle. Sometimes you will treat them as a single monster, sometimes you will fight each one in turn. Luck. At various times during your adventure, either in battles or when you come across situations in which you could either be lucky or unlucky, details of these are given on the pages themselves. You may call on your luck to make the outcome more favourable, but beware, using luck is a risky business, and if you're unlucky, the results could be disastrous. The procedure for using your luck is as follows. Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is equal to or less than your current luck score, you have been lucky, and the result will go in your favour. If the number rolled is higher than your current luck score, you have been unlucky and you will be penalised. This procedure is known as testing your luck. Each time you test your luck, you must subtract 1 point from your current luck score. Thus, you will soon realise that the more you rely on your luck, the more risky this will become. Using luck in battles. On certain pages of the book, you'll be told to test your luck and will be told the consequences of your being lucky or unlucky. However, in battles, you always have the option of using your luck either to inflict a more serious wound on a creature you have just wounded or to minimise the effects of a wound the creature has just inflicted on you. If you have just wounded the creature, you may test your luck as described above. If you are lucky, you have inflicted a severe wound and may subtract an extra 2 points from the creature's stamina score. However, if you are unlucky, the wound was a mere graze and you must restore 1 point to the creature's stamina, i.e. instead of scoring the normal 2 points of damage, you have now scored only 1. If the creature has just wounded you, you may test your luck to try to minimise the wound. If you are lucky, you have managed to avoid the full damage of the blow, restore 1 point of stamina, i.e. instead of doing 2 points of damage, it has done only 1. If you're unlucky, you have taken a more serious blow, subtract 1 extra stamina point. Now remember that you must subtract 1 point from your own luck score each time you test your luck. Restoring skill, stamina, and luck. Skill. Your skill score will not change much during your adventure. Occasionally a page may give instructions to increase or decrease your skill score. A magic weapon may increase your skill, but remember that only one weapon can be used at a time. You cannot claim 2 skill bonuses for carrying 2 magic swords. Your skill score can never exceed its initial value unless specifically instructed. Stamina and provisions. Your stamina score will change a lot during your adventure as you fight monsters and undertake arduous tasks. As you near your goal, your stamina level may be dangerously low and battles may be particularly risky, so be careful. Your bag contains enough provisions for 10 meals. Let's write that down now. So 10. There we go, lovely. You may rest and eat at any time except when engaged in a battle. Eating a meal restores 4 stamina points. When you eat a meal, add 4 points to your stamina score and deduct 1 point from your provisions. A separate provisions raining box is provided on the adventure sheet for recording details of provisions. Remember that you have a long way to go, so use your provisions wisely. Now, it doesn't say I have to read only 1 at a time. Yeah, it just says, yeah. It doesn't say I can only have 1 at a time. Remember also that your stamina score may never exceed its initial value unless specifically instructed on a page. Drinking a healing potion will restore your stamina to its initial level at any time. Luck. Additions to your luck score are awarded through the adventure when you have been particularly lucky. Details are given on the pages of the book. Remember that, as with skill and stamina, your luck score may never exceed its initial value unless specifically instructed on a page. Drinking a potion of fortune will restore your luck to its initial level at any time and increase your initial luck by 1 point. Equipment. You will start your adventure with a bare minimum of equipment, but you may find or buy other items during your travels. You are armed with a sword and are dressed in leather armour. Okay, so we've got leather armour. There we go. You have a bag to hold your provisions and any treasures you may come across. Hints on play. There is one true way through this adventure, and it will take you several attempts to find it. Ow, just wet my knee. Make notes and draw a map as you explore. This map will be invaluable in future adventures and enable you to progress rapidly through to unexplored sections. Not all areas contain treasure. Many merely contain traps and creatures of which you will no doubt fall foul. There are many wild goose chase routes, and while you may indeed progress through to your ultimate destination, it is by no means certain that you will find for what you are searching. Likewise, there are several ways in which you may escape with your life and even defeat your foes, but there is only one way to win the pirate treasure for yourself. It will be realized that entries make no sense if read in numerical order. It is essential that you read only the entries you are instructed to read. The one true way involves a minimum of risk, and any player, no matter how weak on initial dice rolls, should be able to get through fairly easily. I disagree. May the luck of God go with you on the adventure ahead. Okay. Oh no, they have. They have written in the book, the person, the book from which this was scanned, the person who owned the book from which this was scanned. Okay, background. Okay. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay, background. You are a doughty sailor, a rover of the 7 seas. You have many years' experience as a mariner, on great ships and small, on sailing boats and huge warships. Neither howling storm nor dead calm disturbs you. Your trusty cutlass has slain many brigands and strange creatures of the deep. In port, you keep your listeners enthralled with your sea stories. Some are true, some aren't, but nobody knows the difference except you. You are 5 days out of Port Blacksand, first mate on the good ship Sunfish, when the pirate ship strikes. Oh, that's what it was called, the Sunfish. Why was that one word pixelated on the second page, or wherever it was? Anyway, swooping in on black sails like the wings of some giant predatory seabird, it rams its prow across your decks. I think that's how we pronounce that word. If I'm wrong, just let me know. Beneath a leering, sharp-toothed figurehead is her name, the Troll. Dozens of ragged pirates swarm across the rails and attack. Now, the crew of the Sunfish fights bravely, but a peaceful merchant ship is no match for a pirate vessel. One by one, you see your comrades fall. At last, only you are left. With your back to the mainmast, You lay about you with your trusty sabre. I thought it was a cutlass. Wounding one pirate after another. The pirates back away from you in fear. You drop your guard for a second, but too soon. From behind you, a black-bearded ruffian swings a huge belaying pin. You see stars, then nothing. When you awake, you are surprised to find yourself still alive. The sunfish, a battered wreck, is burning nearby. I think nearby is one word. Anyway, your comrades' bodies are gone. Consigned, no doubt, to the deeps. You are on the deck of the Troll. Its sails snap in the breeze as the pirates head for their island lair. You try to stand and find you are tied to the mast. A coarse laugh comes from behind you. So, our hero is awake. The speaker steps into view, and you see your captor. A bald, burly man in a once elegant purple coat. He sweeps a mocking bow. Captain Bloodaxe, at your service. A pleasure to meet such a valiant fighter. I would offer you a place in my crew, but somehow you don't seem quite our type. Whatever shall we do with you? Several of the jeering pirates begin to offer suggestions. Keel haul him, run him up the main mast, and use him for a flag. Troll for sharks, with him as the bait. But Captain Bloodaxe waves them to silence. No, my hearties, how savage of you. You should be ashamed of yourselves. This one stood alone and defied us, slaying many of our comrades. Such a worthy fighter must be rewarded fittingly, and will leave the ship unharmed. The pirates grumble, but the captain shouts them down. First, we must return your good sword to you. He picks it up from the deck and replaces it in the scabbard at your belt. Second, we must give you provisions for the trip. He snaps his fingers, and the pirate brings a bag of black bread and salt beef, enough provisions for 10 meals. He ties the heavy bag to your belt. Third, we must release these cruel bonds. He draws his dirk and slashes the ropes that hold you to the mast. He yanks you to your feet, your hands still tied behind you. You will forgive me if I don't untie your hands just yet, but you're a very dangerous foe. Behind him, the pirates snicker. And finally, we must give you your freedom. He escorts you to the stern of the ship, where the lifeboats are tied. The pirate crew follows, grumbling. Unfortunately, he adds, we can't spare a boat, so you'll just have to swim home. With a powerful shove, he sends you over the railing. You hit the water with a tremendous splash. As Captain Bloodaxe's gifts drag you underwater, you hear the pirate crew laughing at the joke. Now turn over. Oh, there we are. Okay, so now we're on the first paragraph, and that's what's going on. There's Captain Bloodaxe. Anyway, off we go. Okay, here's paragraph 1. You sink slowly beneath the surface, holding your breath. Desperately, you try to free your hands, but the bonds are tight. Deeper and deeper you sink. Curious fish circle around you, and the world slowly turns sea green. The ocean is shallow here, and you see that you are descending towards tall spires of coral. No, not coral, but a sunken city. You are drifting into the middle of a stately courtyard, now overgrown with weeds and coral. As your feet touch the bottom, you see lines of light blaze all around you. You gasp, losing most of your breath in a great bubble. The whole courtyard is a giant magical pentagram, and you are standing in its centre. You have no time to appreciate the magic, however. You must swim back to the surface or drown. But the weight at your belt holds you down, and you cannot untie your hands. At last your strength fails, and you inhale the cold water. But you remain unharmed. You realize that the magic of the pentagram has somehow protected you from drowning. You kick your way to a sharp coral spire and rub the rope against it until your hands are free. A strange feeling at your throat prompts you to look at your reflection in your shining sword. The spell has given you gills. You can breathe the water just like a merman. You find that your leather bag of 10 provisions is intact. Evidently the spell is also keeping the food from being ruined by the seawater. If you pull off your heavy belt and swim back to the surface, turn to 63. If you explore the sunken courtyard instead, turn to 173. I'm pretty sure if you turn to 63 and go back to the ship, it's game over. The pirates sort of don't take any chances with you again and kill you. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to explore the sunken courtyard and turn to 173. Curious about your new surroundings, you circle the courtyard. You find that swimming is now very natural to you. The magic pentagram is formed of deep red and green tiles, still clean and shiny despite the weeds and coral that choke the rest of the courtyard. The buildings around you are made of grey stone. One is both larger and taller than the rest and seems in much better repair. You see nothing around you except fish. Then, from the corner of your eye, you spy movement in the large building. You realize that you are being watched. If you go into the large building to confront the watchers, turn to 211. If you swim up and out of the courtyard to see what else you can find, turn to 16. Okay, we're going to confront the watchers and turn to 211. Is that anything to do with us? No. Okay, so we're going to 211. Confront those watchers. Okay, here we go. You swim into the large building, sword at the ready, but you confront not a monster, but a beautiful mermaid. You know instinctively that she means you no harm and put up your sword embarrassed, but she smiles at you anyway, saying, "You are wise, sailor. There are many evil monsters here in Atlantis, and a ready sword is nothing of which to be ashamed. In the windows of our cathedral I saw that you would come here, and I came to meet you. But why did I not drown, you ask?" She replies, "By entering the pentagram, you came under the protection of powerful magic. You have been given a set of gills just like mine. Until nightfall, you will be able to breathe water, but don't go to the surface before then, unless you must. Once you breathe surface air, the spell will vanish regardless of the time. I must find a way to defeat the blimey, why can I say this? I must find a way to defeat the pirates, you say. The mermaid smiles. Defeat them you will, if you are strong and clever enough, she replies. Nobody comes to Atlantis by accident. I can tell you this much. Seek out the black pearls. They have powerful magic that will give you your best chance for victory. And because you fight against great odds, she continues, I will give you a lucky charm. From around her neck she takes a pendant in the form of a shell and gives it to you. You may use this charm instead of testing your luck. The charm will make you automatically lucky and you will not have to spend a luck point. But you may use it once and once only, then it will vanish. Okay, so we have lucky charm. So I'm going to just write that in. Lucky charm. 1 free go at testing my luck. New line. Okay, let's go. The mermaid smiles at you, blows you a kiss, and vanishes through a window with a flip of her tail. Looking around the room, you see nothing of great interest. Stairs lead upward, and a dark shaft leads downward. Will you go upward, turn to 398, go downward, turn to 233, or leave the building and explore elsewhere, turn to 16. Okay, we're going to go upwards and turn to 398. Okay. You follow the stairs upwards, feeling very light and agile. At the top of the stairs, the doorway is open. The door has long since rotted. The room is littered with shells and seaweed. A silvery shape moves towards you, then another and another. The room is the lair of 3 barracudas. These silvery fish are as long as a man, but very slender. They seem to be all eyes and teeth. They circle you greedily. You must fight them. With your back to the doorway, you can meet them one at a time. Okay, 6, 4, 6, 6, 5, 6. They are much faster than you, so you cannot even try to escape. If you kill the barracudas, you will find 4 gold pieces amid the litter on the floor. If you swim out of one of the lower windows and explore elsewhere, turn to 16. If you go back down and explore the tunnel, turn to 233. Okay, let's fight the barracudas. So we've got first, second, third. Here we go. First is 6, 4. First barracuda. I'll fight these, then I'll end the video. Okay, so we've got a 6, 4. Okay, my skill is, what is it? 10. Okay, so let's go. So if roll for him first. So 6 plus 4 is 10. I get 17. So 10 to 17. Puts him down to 2. Okay, 6 plus 8 is 14. I get 19. So 14 to 19. Puts him down to nothing. So that's the first barracuda dead. Okay, second barracuda. Oops. Okay, his was 6, 5, wasn't it, or something? No, 6, 6. My mistake. So 6, 6. Okay, so 6 plus 12 is 18. I get 20. So 18 to 20. Whoops, I put 10. Puts them down to 4. Okay, 6 plus 5 is 11. I get 14. So 11 to 14. Where am I? So 11 to 14. Put them down to 2. And then 6 plus 10 is 16. I get 16. So that's 16 each. So no one hurts anyone. Okay, 6 plus 9 is 15, and I get 19. So 15 to 19. That means the second barracuda is dead. That's the end of him. Okay, final barracuda. Let's put third. Five, 6. So this one is 5, 6. Okay, so 5 plus 8 is 13. I get 18. So 13 to 18. Put them down to 4. 5 plus 8 is 13. I get 19. So 13 to 19. 5 plus 10 is 15. I get 16. So 15 to 16. That's the end of him. Okay, that's into the third barracuda. Lost no stamina, thankfully. Didn't jinx myself. Okay, and we will decide what we're doing after that in the next video. I do get 4 gold pieces though, so I'll put that on my gold. So we have 4 gold. There we go. Yeah, so we will decide in the next video whether we're going to swim out of one of the tower windows and explore elsewhere, or go back down and explore the tunnel. So thank you very much for watching. I'll just say I'm on paragraph 398, just in case I forget. But normally when I open the PDF, it starts somewhere I was before already, because I have Foxit Reader that does that, and I'm sure every other PDF reader does that too. Anyway, so that's that. Thank you for watching. Yeah, and goodbye.